Jefferson is one of those rare towns that has preserved and remembered its past.
It was founded in 1836. It was named after Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. The brick building on the left over here was built in 1850 by the Murphy brothers. They built it for a cotton warehouse.
Jefferson was once one of the largest cities in Texas.
And this, where we are now, was called the Turning Basin.
The Big Cypress Bayou gave Jefferson its life.
It was about 800 miles, Jefferson to New Orleans by water. This was the only commercial shipping point for cotton out of North Texas. It's called.
It was a hustle and bustle town, population about 60,000 people. We were the furthest inland port in the state of Texas, which meant the steamboats from the Gulf reached Jefferson.
Jefferson's port rivaled the size of the port of Galveston. It seemed nothing could stop its growth until one day in the 1870s when the Army Corps of Engineers cleared a huge log jam on the Red River.
Corps of Engineers decided that they thought that they were doing a good thing by trying to enhance travel on Big Cypress Bayou.
Instead, most of the water drained away. The Big Cypress Bayou, once a navigable waterway to the Gulf, became the shallow, muddy stream it is today.
Jefferson dried up. Today we're a population of about 2,140 people.
Look over to the left and you'll see a private railroad car. And
now, a century later, the Corps of Engineers is trying to help Jefferson again. Congress is spending $10 million to study a plan to make Big Cypress Bayou a straight and wide canal for barges. The canal would connect with the Red River in Shreveport and allow ships to navigate all the way to Daingerfield in northeast Texas. Jefferson would become a port city again.
And large industries are very eager and willing to use this river channel to ship their products on the river. And that's one thing that we know that this river channel will do. We know that bringing commerce back will help the economy in Jefferson.
But there is one very beautiful obstacle standing in the way of progress. The canal from Shreveport through Jefferson to Daingerfield would pass through Caddo Lake, the largest natural lake in Texas. Caddo Lake is only 20 miles from Jefferson, but it is worlds apart.
If there's anything that's probably as close to heaven as you get, this must be what it looks like.
George Williamson has lived on Caddo Lake for 20 years.
Sometimes I think our part of the world doesn't go as fast as the rest of it does.
Williamson believes dredging a canal and chopping down cypress trees would kill the fragile life of Caddo Lake, one of the largest cypress wetlands in the South.
But there's so much to ruin and so little to gain. Progress is not necessarily pouring fresh concrete, but it's the kind of thing that if we preserve, it'll be here, but we don't have to do much to ruin all of it.
Williamson believes that one day Caddo Lake could become a national park.
Beautiful lake.
There are strong feelings about the Corps' plan, even from visitors who just come to fish.
I think they ought to just leave the lake alone.
If anything, they ought to make it all right, flipper. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get him in the boat. Yes, sir. Got us a keeper finally. Just doesn't make any sense to be messing with Caddo Lake. So I just don't want to see them messing with it. I mean, just so they can do a little bit more trade. Hell, they got a damn railroad. Let them use that.
But industry upstream along the bayou wants the Corps to dig the canal. An official with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says the canal could be one of the most environmentally damaging waterway projects ever constructed in Texas.
If they misjudge on something like this, it fails with a new canal, all this other stuff, and it still fails, and Caddo Lake is ruined, all they can say is, oops, we missed that one. And there's nothing they can do to put it back.
I don't want to see Caddo Lake destroyed at all.
Even the mayor of Jefferson, the town that lost its port, says Caddo Lake should come first.
If the project does show that it's going to destroy the lake or hurt the lake real bad. I do not believe that the Corps of Engineers or anyone else would make a decision to do that.
Jefferson had the first ice manufacturing plant in Texas, the third one in the United States.
The Corps will announce late next year its decision whether to build the canal.
They brought it over here from France in 1870.
While the project is touted as an economic boost, others are hoping the canal becomes a part of Jefferson's history that is soon forgotten.
People away from Jefferson heard they was over here making ice in the summertime, and they thought somebody had lost their mind. Around the corner on the left is the Roosevelt Manor. It was built in 1865. It's one of the